Okay, it looks like it works everywhere. Hello guys, nice to meet you. Today we will talk about Japanese weapons. I just want to look around here to check every technical part of the stream, and as we scheduled for 4 hours and 30 minutes, we still have uh, about 8 minutes to check it out, and then it automatically will be officially started. So for now, let me check if everything works. I hope on Steam I could connect. It's a miracle. What about... Okay, I see some viewers on YouTube. Hello. Oh, a lot of questions. World of Guns. Yes, when will HK23 be released? So I planned released firstly the machine gun, but another one. Let me check. Go to catalog. Now go to company in production. So Saint Etienne will be first, and then HK. I don't know why I didn't schedule. Yes, it should be rescheduled. Be other. Good news that we have already ground power car 100 pistol in animation process. Also, the model, I think Hudson H9 is completed, is finished, so I think we'll also start work on it soon. But first, it will be Saint Etienne. So okay, let's go. What's interesting here? Let me go. I think I should reschedule everything here. I will do for the next 3 models. It will be maybe a little larger. What else? Maybe PKP also will be very easy and fast model to make, because it's very similar to the model we already have. The only thing, the barrels updated and some small things to update. What else here? I'm not sure to tell you more. Still, you can check what we have in plans. It's a Browning story. We have to make it because it will be a good addition to World of Shooting. We have only 3 double barrel shotguns, so we should make it. Saint Etienne will be... And what is the stage? HK is almost done. You may check for his early access. You may check there. What I wanted to make for HK, it's a Picatinny rail to mount it on the top, and to mount some kind of red dot. It will be interesting, and also it will be ready for World of Shooting. Okay, what else? So it looks like everything works, yes, and I see people coming on stream, and it's okay. So still, till official start, we have 5 minutes, because then announce on Steam will work, and let us check something for this 5 minutes. If you have any questions, I will be happy to answer. I didn't make this announce. I think I should do it in use here. Announce. I made it. Yes, I didn't. I will do it also in game. So on a Patreon, we collected enough budget to make new model. It can be pistol model, and I suggest several models which we can do out of schedule, so it will not affect production of any model we already have in this queue. So also I suggested remake some old models. For example, Let me check. For example, this model is very famous because a lot of people play it. It's very popular, and you see the textures are very blurry, and geometry we can improve it pretty easy and make new textures, and it will look much better. Also, I suggested some kind of small pistol like AMT backup, and this one is also I've learned it, and we have several mistakes here in geometry, not very critical, but we have, and you see it's very polygonal also, so it will be interesting for us to remake it also, and you will enjoy it even better. And several new models I also suggested, for example, such a famous pistol like a Zig P320 because of its scandal with auto shooting after charging. So, and you may check on Steam some announcement. I will do it, I will repeat it in game also. So, okay, 2 minutes and we will start. Let me check anything. Maybe you guys have some questions. Is every gun model in the game is accurate, and how do you even make more gun model, like the process to like disassemble real guns? Okay, I will answer. It's a good question. First of all, when we started, it was very difficult to promote World of Guns because a lot of people and also some large platforms like Apple, they claimed us that we using our World of Guns, it's possible to reproduce real weapon, and that is why it was very difficult to promote World of Guns. That's why, first of all, several models, maybe up to 10 models in the game were made using original blueprints, which was easy, and it's still easy for now to find on the internet. It's like M16, like STG-44, Colt pistol, so it's not a problem to find original blueprints. And even we made it during animation, we had to change geometry to make it look more beautiful, more accurate for, in fact, of animation. Also, we have some animation compressions. That is why we change our geometry, and it's not so precise to use it for real life. Also, we've never used real dimension, so it's more or less. Anyway, we always had some kind of fear that others will blame us that it's possible to reproduce real guns using World of Guns. That is why we didn't have any intention to make it very precise. So I hope I answered this part of questions. That is why we tried. What is the main idea? And the main idea is to show how the principles of how it should work. It's very interesting in part of engineering. That is why we like different designs, different countries' weapons, and that is why today we will check Japanese weapons in World of Guns. So, in real life, I like to disassemble everything, really. And I remember that when I bought my first shotgun and the last Mossberg 500, first time after shooting, I came home and disassemble it to clean it, but I couldn't stay away, disassemble it completely. So I disassembled everything, even trigger group. I took it apart, and it was very interesting for me. I understood my responsibility, that it's dangerous to do it without any Okay, I'm not professional gunsmith, so I tried it on my own risks. And when I tried to assemble it, it was very difficult. I couldn't manage how to install several springs in trigger group. And I was disappointed. I thought that, oh my god, it will never fire again. But then I remembered that we have this model in World of Guns. I just took my application, went to Mossberg, and I could see how to install the springs, and I did it, and I shoot a lot of time after that complete disassembly, and everything was okay, and I even sold this rifle, this shotgun, without any problems. I hope it works. So yes, I like disassemble everything, and I think to remake video, we have a new camera, high quality camera, GoPro, and to remake video of real, I'm looking at it, Glock airsoft disassembly one more time, so I think it's very interesting. Okay, let me check. So 3 minutes we should start, and I think we should go with Japanese weapons. I hope 1 hour will be enough, because more than 1 hour it's a bit difficult to talk about it, and just let me check that it works. Yes, okay. Yes, I see. If you comment anything and you ask, it's not difficult for me to go and to answer. I will check from time to time. I will check. Okay, let's come back to World of Guns and let's check our Japanese weapons. We have several. We always are interested in Eastern models, because Eastern world has quite different culture, and we try to make different country models. So Japan, the country we also looked at. It's a shame for us, we still don't have any Chinese model, and I think it's possible to make QBZ and 95. The only thing, when we do model, we make complete disassembly, and I'm not sure we will have enough reference to make complete disassembly. That is the question. But I will check it one more time, because 1-2 years and it changed a lot, and maybe a lot of new reference appeared. Okay, so let's start from what? Let it be Nambu. It's maybe one of the first Japanese model in World of Guns. It's pretty interesting. A lot of things to talk about. I will show you. First of all, you may see that there is some kind of strange spring here out, and this is the spring which holds the magazine. It's just some additional compression here. What is interesting also, we have magazine safety. That means that, let me do it slow. That means that if we're reloading, you see here there is a magazine safety, and it just blocks the trigger, and we can't press the trigger when the magazine is out. So what else? What is interesting also here, there is some kind of locking mechanism. What is it? It's locking or delaying mechanism. The matter is, when we fire, it's all about locking and delaying is just to hold as much high pressure inside the barrel as it possible till the bullet will leave the barrel to make shot more powerful. And what is the idea? Idea is to make together bolt and barrel to hold it together, because if we will, when they move separately, the surface here, the volume of the barrel will increase and the pressure will drop. So we should hold it till the bullet will leave the barrel. And here you can see a locking block, and how it works, it's not very difficult. So this block is connected to the barrel, we can see it right now, and also on a cutaway we can see that there is a spring here, and it looks like this block can rotate now. So after shot the bolt goes back, and here it forced to rotate the locking block, but it can't because it stops here on the surface. And you see after the recoil, some distance here, bolt and barrel traveling together. That is the main idea, to keep it together for the time bullet will leave the barrel, to keep pressure as maximum as high as possible. And then you see what happened next. Now it can rotate, and you see it unlocks, and now bolt goes without barrel. At that same time we can see reset of the trigger reset here, because you see how it works. When we press the trigger, this trigger lever will go up in this groove on the barrel, and when barrel goes back, it makes reset from the sear. You see, it's very important for semi-auto mechanisms. So what does it mean? That means that the sear will catch on a way back, it will catch the striker. It will work like this. And now you see the striker firing pin, which is striker, is catched now, and it will be ready for next shot. So it's not so difficult at all, but still interesting with its geometry. You see, it's very interesting. The trigger guard, pretty recognizable, so you may see a silhouette of the gun and recognize what is it. What also is very interesting here, let's check how safety works. I think it's nothing difficult, but we will check it. I don't remember. Okay, it just blocks the sear. You see that when sear works, it should go a little bit up on this side, and when we turn on safety, it can't. It just don't have distance to travel. And just wanted to ask, a lot of people in support asked us about disassembly order, why we can't disassemble firstly magazine on this pistol. I will explain. The matter is, to disassemble it, we should press the trigger, because we cannot move out the firing pin in such a way. But to press the trigger, we have a magazine safety, and that is why, what should we do firstly? We discharging the gun and checking that there is no that is empty in chamber and in the magazine. Then we turn off this part, this locking piece, and while we're removing, you see, while we're removing the firing pin, check on the trigger. So we should press the trigger, and that is why if we will remove the magazine first, we can't press the trigger. So that is the trick. Okay, I think it's enough for this pistol. Let's go to the next. And let me check any kind of questions maybe. Oh, thank you guys, thank you. A lot of words and thanks for World of Guns. Thank you for your support, guys. Thank you for your kind words, and we still have some plans to continue releasing new models. I hope it will work for years more. I can tell you that the price we're asking for all models is not so good, because we should change our monetizing to subscription, and in such a way we will be able to release new models for years. For now we just have one-time payment, and I'm not sure what will be with World of Guns. We just have to be very famous and get much more traffic to stay alive for years more. So I don't know what will be next years. We will try to get more traffic and to continue release more and more new models. Okay, let's come back to our Chinese models and let's continue with the small one. It's a revolver. It's one of the latest models. For me it was very interesting to release it because it reminds me a little bit the Webley and Smith & Wesson, because you see it reloads like this. Pretty interesting mechanism here, but it's only, let me turn off cutaway, it's only double action, and it's very simple mechanism here, very simple. Let me check first of all reloading, how it works. So we should unlock here this latch to make it possible to make break action. What else here? When we rotate it here, there is this slide, extractor release, but it looks like a slide piece. It stops here, and this is why this lever just pushing extractor. Then what is interesting here, when it goes, it moves this slide, and then it resets the extractor. Pretty interesting. I like the mechanism at all, but I don't like that it doesn't have any cylinder stop. And you can read and you can check on the internet that there are a lot of issues with this gun when you're carrying it with very high probability that the cylinder will rotate, because it in a carrying position nothing holds it from rotating clockwise. So counterclockwise it can be rotated because of the hand. You see that it stops here. It stops here and it's okay. But usually on all revolvers I know there is a bolt mechanism here, and this another kind of groove which holds the cylinder from rotating to rotating both directions. But here no, it's very cheap one. It's only line up the cylinder. When it rotates, you may see how it works, like this. So this allows to line up the cylinder for the next shot. But anyway, you're carrying it, and if you made previously several shots, you know that you have three shots, 3 cartridges. But when you take it out in some emergent moment, there is possibility that you will not be able to fire first, because the cylinder may be in another position and it's like a Russian roulette. So it's not so good if we are talking about design of this revolver. What I like also about it, I like that it's pretty simple in manner of disassembly for cleaning, because there is a port here and just it's not so simple to unlock this. This trigger guard works like a spring, and when you with pretty much force rotate it, then you can just open the this side plate, and all mechanism is in front of you. Then you may just took this grip, and that's it. It's ready for cleaning, and that is what I like. I think nothing interesting more for this model. Let me go for the next one. Let me go and check this one. And then we will have a rifle, and the last model will be Type 11. It's the most interesting, I think. This one I like also. Wow, what is it? Some small issue with the server, I think. Let me check here any comments. Okay. So, it's called like a knee mortar, but never try to use it as a knee mortar, because it should be installed on the ground, and maybe because of the geometry of the silhouette of this plate, some people thought that it should be installed on a knee and then fire from a leg. It's a big mistake. It will break leg, I think. So it's a bad idea. It's pretty simple if we are talking about design. So here we have a double action mechanism, and it will work like this. We just pull the trigger. It will cock the firing pin with this locking lug, and it will disengage in some time, and the firing pin is very long. The firing pin just will hit the grenade capsule here, and what it will make, you see that there is a camera here, and after explosion everything here will here we will have some kind of how to name it in English. Not a compression, oh my god, I forget how to explain it. But this camera will have pressure. High pressure here, and that is why the grenade will fly away. So it's nothing difficult. The only thing I like very much the mechanism which regulates the distance of the grenade flying. So we just make more space for the gases, and in such a way we have low pressure. That is why grenade will fly a little bit closer to us. So let us check how to make it. So change the distance, and we just rotate it here, and there is a thread here, and if I remember, I adjusted this working mechanism, and thread works in real like it should. It will work, you see. So here it works like it should work, with every tooth going to it. Okay, so now you may see that the camera here is it has much more space, and the pressure will be lower. That is why the grenade will not fly far away. What is just should to admit here is that when we reloading, so it fly away, and when we reloading, we should firstly to remove the safety. And you will see this process. There is a safety here, and we remove it first, and then we're ready to fire. Okay, that's it. So nothing difficult here. We used original Japanese manual to. There are several scams there of the mechanism. It was not very clear. We have to investigate how it should work here with all springs, but it looks like everything correctly here with all these gears, with all threads, and I like the model at all. Okay, let's go next. Let me check maybe some kind of questions now. So it works, stream works correctly, that's good. Next model is the Type 99, one of the earliest models. Also, you may see that the quality of the textures are not so good, and first of all, it has this dust cover, but in reality, I don't remember I had pictures, so rarely could find pictures with dust cover. We can remove it as well. Also, as for me, the mechanism reminds me a little bit the Mauser Carabin 98. So nothing strange here. What we have here a plate which for the fast unloading, so we can discharge everything is here. Just pushing back this floor plate catch. Here nothing strange and nothing new as for me. What I like here, we have monopod. Here it works like this. I'm not sure about the springs logging correctly. Maybe I should recheck it. This model is pretty old, but anyway, we try to do our best, and this can be installed in the ground then, and you can hold it in the hand. What is also interesting, we have here anti-aircraft sight, so we can just let me show, just install it, and I don't know why it has this cut here, but we can aim like this, like this, like this. Something like that. So I don't think I can much tell you about this model. Nothing interesting. It's pretty simple. And let's go to the next one. The last one, but I think it's more interesting than the previous models at all. This Type 11, I already told you, maybe on stream or somewhere else, this model we had maybe in 2018. We already had this model ready. I will show you what we used. The 3D artist did this model, and I will show you the reference we used to make it. Just let me 1 minute, please. I think that's it. Yes, this is original manual on Japanese. Yes, you can see it. There are a lot of different scams with explanation, but I can't read it. Now I think I could use Google Translate with a picture. I don't remember why I didn't use it 2 years ago when I released this model. But what was the issue? The issue was that still was not enough reference to build this model to make work this feeding mechanism. It's very good that schemes are pretty detailed, you can see, and trigger mechanism is pretty simple, no questions at all with the trigger mechanism. Locking mechanism also not so very difficult because the model was originally remade from Hotchkiss 1909, and I could manage some blueprints of the Hotchkiss machine gun to make to check how it works here, the locking mechanism. The only problem was in the feeding mechanism, and this picture helped a lot, because here you see the timings, and I will show you on a model how it works. So it was about 5 years this model was lying on a shelf waiting for integration. It was very difficult to give to the animator, and I did it personally just because it was very difficult. I made a lot of changes to geometry, and it was a process of maybe several days I just spent on recreating mechanism and make it work. Because I just made, for example, animation of movement and then try to understand how it works. And let me show you. This cam do the trick with the feeding, and what it does to, let me turn it on. So because of the feeding goes forward and backward, we have some kind of movement of this slide. But it was very difficult to understand how it unlocks how these movements moves the cartridges and stop. So you see here, it's not so simple. Again, let us check how it works. I will hold the trigger and we will just investigate how it works. And really, for relaxing, we just can speed up a little bit and just look at it for several minutes. I don't know the engineer and how he realized the idea of everything here, but it's pretty complex mechanism. Not so complex as HKG11, but let us check how it works. So when it moves forward, the cartridges are lying on a platform, and here we have some kind of stripping rack which moves them to the feeding position. There is one feeding rack and a stripping rack, and when this slide because of this cut here, there is a cut, its slide moves left and right. You see there is an angled surface here which makes to move down the stripping rack. Then let us check everything here. It's not so easy because these surfaces, these angles, also make it work. And it works like this. So now it can move only down, then you see there is a space here, and now it can go to the left, then it can again move only up, and then the matter is that this plunger is spring-loaded. And to understand it clearly, it was not so simple, really. It was very helpful looking on video of Jan McCollum from Forgotten Weapons, and one more guy, I don't remember, but it's very easy to find because there only 2 videos showed and explain a little bit the feeding mechanism. So it was not so simple to animate it, to understand how it works with all here, and you see only because of this surface the plunger can be pushed inside, and that is why it will go on this cut, and now it can only go down. So the mechanism it all works correctly, but to make it work, I don't know. Good imagination for a designer. Also, you see, after 5 shots, the stripping clip will just fall out. Also, the follower you see here, the follower always works and feed new clip to the mechanism. So overall mechanism is not so simple. We are not talking about locking mechanism, which also is very interesting. It's a Hodgkin design. Here on the receiver we didn't make a disassembly, but there's a locking lux, if I'm not mistaken, and yes, that's it. Here a locking piece, and let me reload it, and then we should not release, just charge. Okay. And when it fires, also very interesting to check. The trigger group is pretty simple. Here we just press the trigger connected with the sear, and sear holds this. It's a gas piston, but it's like a bolt carrier with a gas piston here. But it locks here, you see. We go feed. There is a little bit strange surface here on a bolt. This is the feed piece, and you see it's feeding new cartridge. When it goes, it starts locking, goes to the end, because of this surface it start locking. The locking piece goes down, now it's locked. Also, it works like a fire, as a hammer. You see, here is a firing pin, and this surface works as a hammer. So, shot made. Gases goes through the barrel, and now you see the gases push the. It's a long stroke piston system because piston connected to the gold carrier. And it goes back. The system still locked because bolt doesn't move now. It's waiting the bullet leaves the barrel, and when the gases push back the bolt carrier, because of this surface, it makes the locking piece go up. And what is very interesting here, maybe it can be not very noticeable, but when it goes up, it it just disengaged. It's like a safety, the firing pin. And you see what I like, it's a small detail, but it is. You see, just when it unlock, the firing pin goes away from the cartridge, from the spent case in such case. So it goes back. Then we see that our buffer works. Let me check it. This is the buffer. Yes, it should. It worked. And what is also interesting that there is, it's a bit wrong here. We didn't make this mechanism completely, but it's an oiler. And when the cartridges go through the system, here you may see they receive a portion of oil to make it better, to avoid maybe any issues with the feeding. So they should be oiled here. Nice. Maybe also it helps with extraction, I'm not sure. What is also interesting here, and was a bit difficult to understand how it works, not to understand how it works, now to make it work on geometry. The ejector, it's not ejecting, it's like I used to, it's just hitting the case, and it works like this. So it's not usually we have this kind of cut here, and usually it stands in front of the case, but this one now it hits the cartridge, it hits the case, and it just fly away. Also a bit difficult was understand where it hits, and to make it work with a good timing. If I remember, I checked on a video of Jan or other guy, I don't remember, that there is some kind of scratches here on a bolt carrier, so something like this. So this model just waited because it's too complex to make it. It was not easy to make this mechanism, this old mechanism. And we didn't have enough references. What also is interesting here, we have safety. This one, safety lever. It's not very difficult to understand how it works, because it just block the distance for traveling of the trigger. I will show you, just let me finish the firing. So when we apply, we don't have enough distance for trigger traveling, so it will not disengage the sear. Also, what is interesting that when we engage the safety, we can't use cocking handle, charging, no, it's cocking handle, yeah? Charging handle. So we can't cock the mechanism at all, because it stands in front of the charging handle. What is holding it? It's not so easy to apply this safety, because there is a groove here, and it's a whole plate like a spring, so it's pretty heavy to make it work, to apply safety. Okay, what else? What is interesting also, we have here two-stage. We have here two positions of three positions of bipod. Let me check. 1, 2, and 3. And we have gas regulator here. So, and I try to make it work like in manual. I hope, yes, I switched the screen from the manual, but if I will show you, let me check. Here is the safety with this small, you see it's pretty detailed, explain every small part of mechanism. So maybe if I had good knowledge of Japanese, it could help me much better. It explained like how safety works, and everything here is explained. I hope. Where is our safety? Not, I'm looking for, and here's the oiler mechanism, which we don't have. The buffer mechanism. And here's the gas regulator. Pretty detailed here. We can see where it's street with all springs. We can see this one, this stop detail, which stops there, which hold it in a certain position. And 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not sure about 4. Should be 5. I checked it on a video, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check it one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I'm not mistaken, I took it from a video. Okay. So this one is crazy and it's very interesting in part of design. I'm very also it's a good detail that we have offset of the buttstock here. So overall, you see it's very interesting. It's a bit crazy, and still has a lot of things to investigate here, how it works and so on. To check how works this feeding system and so on. Okay, I think, let me check any questions, maybe I have some comments. Окей. Автомат Вулкан появится в игре. Я не могу сказать сейчас про автомат Вулкан. Дайте мне хотя бы посмотреть, что это такое. Ну, пока что нет никаких предпосылок, что он появится. Дело в том, что мы связывались, нам нужны референсы, а где мы их возьмем, пока что невозможно. То есть мы уже пытались найти на Малюка референсы, и пока что не могу сказать, что появится. The only thing I would... the guy asked about the assault rifle Vulcan, which is Ukrainian assault rifle. But for now, I don't think we have enough references. The only thing, we have enough reference to build one Ukrainian pistol. It's good. We're going to do it. What else? Any other question? Let me check. Question: what is the history of World of Guns? Why does it even exist? And there's a lot of people working in your team. Find a gun blueprint because I want to know to... Where do you find a gun blueprint? On the internet. It's not very difficult to find it. Maybe now something changed, but 5 years ago it was not very difficult to find. I already told you that we had blueprints, original blueprints for M16 called 1911, STG-44, also STAN. Maybe, I don't remember it. Something more, maybe, I don't remember it. So it's not... Just check on the internet. It was not a large secret or something like this. What else? What is the history of World of Guns? Why it exists? We tried a small development company, small team at the time. We tried to make some interesting projects, and one of the project was gun disassembly. We made it. First version was very simple, just with disassembly without any internal mechanism, so we didn't have enough experience to animate guns and how they work inside, and it was very successful, and we just continued investing our time and money in new models and researching make it work. Just can you tell me that we changed first pistol several times, we fixed a lot of issues, fixed a lot of mistakes. We still have some mistakes. Thompson submachine guns should be remodeled. Also, a lot of small issues you can meet, and you can also find that old models has low quality. And just as example, let me show the MP5. It's one of the first model in World of Guns, and you see it's very polygonal, and everything inside is has low quality. We don't have even mechanism of buffer inside here. We just had no experience to make it, and so on. And you see what is it, and just to compare, pretty the same model, HK MP5, but it's a Kurtz, it's like a shortened variant, and it was made maybe 10 years later. And here's the difference. Here everything more detailed, less polygons, you see more quality, and even texture has more quality. That is why the project exists more than 15 years, and that is why you can see such kind of difference. Okay, I think next week I will prepare some kind of interesting discussion about firearms. Maybe we'll revise some models from World of Guns. Maybe HK has a lot of interesting model designs and so on. Last week I told about HK trigger group, and we had revision of some differences, but still a lot of potential in World of Guns to show you some interesting technical solutions and mechanisms. So thank you for coming. Thank you for your support on Patreon. I think we will release new model with the Patreon supporters, and still we'll start work next week on releasing machine gun Saint-Étienne. So just follow news, and I think you will see much more interesting models in World of Guns. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.